Hello everyone, a very happy new year 2020 to all of you. Let's start this year with new vigor, ebullience, enthusiasm and hopes. So guys, I have come up with a full-fledged course on environment and ecology to make your preparation easier. So this course will basically cover those topics which are UPSC's all-time favorite. Please try to make notes so that you'll get an addendum with yourself along with your other resources, as well as these notes will be very helpful for your final revision before the exam, right? So in this video, we are going to learn about biosphere and some related terminologies and concepts such as population, ecosystem, etc. Okay, so let's start now. So first of all, let us understand what is biosphere. So biosphere is also known as the ecosphere, and it is the sum of all ecosystems, that is atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. It can also be termed as the zone of life on earth because it is here where the life on earth is found. Plus it is also known as a closed system and a largely self-regulating system. Its most general biophysiological definition is given here, that is, the biosphere is the global ecological system integrating all living beings and their relationships, including their interaction with the elements of lithosphere, geosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. Okay. So now let us understand what is atmosphere. So atmosphere is the layer of gases that surrounds the planet Earth, and these gases are retained by Earth's gravity. Remember this. So this atmosphere becomes thinner and thinner with increasing altitude, with no definite boundary between the atmosphere and outer space. However, the Karman line, remember this word, Karman line, okay? So this Karman line at 100 km is often used as the border between the atmosphere and outer space. Okay. So this Karman line is the boundary between atmosphere and outer space. So talking about the layers of the atmosphere, excluding the exosphere, the atmosphere has four primary layers. We all know about this, which are the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere and thermosphere. Alright. Now let's talk about hydrosphere. So it is the part of a planet that's made of water. Oceans, rivers, lakes, and even clouds are also typically included in the hydrosphere, the watery part of our planet, including vapors that hovers above the Earth's surface and water that's underground also make up the hydrosphere, right? Now, what is lithosphere? So, it is the rigid and the outermost shell of a planet. On Earth, it is composed of crust and the portion of the upper mantle. Remember crust, mantle, core? But lithosphere is composed of crust and the portion of upper mantle, right? Now we'll talk about population, community and ecosystem, okay? So the organisms belonging to same species, remember this keyword, same species, consists of population. And since these are the members of same species, they can interbred among each other, right? So an increase in population can occur due to birth rate or immigration, and decrease can occur due to death or emigration. Okay, remember these keywords, immigration and emigration. So now we have to understand what is known as the carrying capacity of an area. So it is the optimum amount of population a given area can support, right? So it is very difficult to estimate the carrying capacity of an area with regards to human population. Why? Because our wants are different from our needs, an economic concept, right? So the other important key term is ecological footprint. So this measures the amount of land which is necessary to support the global population, okay? Now let us understand what is community. Community is different from population because it consists of population of different species, and therefore the members of the community may not interbred among each other. Okay. Now let us talk about ecosystem. Ernst Haeckel coined the term ecology. Ecosystem consists of biotic and abiotic components as well as their interaction among each other, and the scientific study of this interaction is termed as ecology. Okay, we can remember like this. Like this is the cell. Cell makes up the species. Species makes up the population. Population makes up the community. And community makes up the ecosystem as a whole. Okay. And we learn further that ecosystems makes the biomes, and these biomes makes up the biosphere as a whole. Okay. Now let's learn about biotic and abiotic components of an ecosystem. So biotic components can be broadly divided into autotrophs, heterotrophs, and decomposers. So autotrophs or producers are the green plants which manufacture their own food through the process of photosynthesis, right? So photosynthesis is the process used by plants to harness energy from sunlight and turn it into chemical energy, okay? Next is heterotrophs or consumers. So a heterotroph is an organism that cannot produce its own food, right? We cannot produce our own food. Only green plants can do that, okay? So we instead take nutrition from other sources of organic carbon, mainly plant or animal matter. In a food chain, heterotrophs are primary, secondary and tertiary consumers according to our food intake, but we are not the producers, okay? Next is decomposers or saprophytes. So decomposers are organisms that break down dead or decaying organisms, and in doing so they carry out a process known as decomposition. So now we understand the major source of food of decomposers and saprophytes is dead and decayed organic matter. And examples of decomposers or saprophytes are earthworms and vultures. Okay. So the abiotic components includes sunlight in the form of insolation, moisture and humidity, parent rock material and climate. Remember this may be asked in your prelims examination, okay? Now let us see what are biomes. So ecosystem makes up the biome, right? A biome is a naturally large area which are separated from each other due to climatic differences, and the plants and animals in a biome have similar characteristics, obviously because they are sharing climatic and other similar phenomena. Okay, so biomes can be divided into terrestrial biomes and aquatic biomes. So first of all, let us understand terrestrial biomes through this diagram. Okay. So as we can see here, it is in the shape of pyramid, and the moisture is shown to be decreased from west to east. Also, temperature decreases as we move above in a biome. Okay. So as we can see here, first of all, we have rainforest, also known as tropical evergreen biome. It is found along the equator up to 10° north and south latitude. Okay. Then is savanna and desert tropical biomes, which are usually found at 10° north and south to 30° north and south latitude. Okay. After that, we have temperate forest, temperate grassland and temperate deserts, which are found at 30° north south to 45° north south latitude. Okay. After that, there is taiga, also known as coniferous evergreen forest, which is found at 45° north south to 65° north south latitude. And at last, we have tundra biome, which is found at 65° north south to 90° north south latitude. Okay. Then we have aquatic biomes. So aquatic biomes are divided into three parts: freshwater biomes, brackish water and marine water biomes. Freshwater biomes are further divided into lotic and lentic biomes. So we have to remember one thing, that lotic biomes are moving waters, for example rivers. And lentic biomes are stagnant waters, for example, lakes. Then we have brackish water biomes, for example, mangroves and wetlands. After that, we have marine water biomes. Okay. One thing to remember here is that the freshwater biomes have the least salinity, only 0.5%. Brackish water biomes have salinity which ranges from 5 to 35%, and marine water are the most saline water. They have the salinity above 35%. Okay, so this is yet another concept which is very important, that is ecotone. So ecotone is a transition zone or junction between two different biomes, which means that an ecotone separates one biome from another biome. An, eco- an ecotone consists of mangroves, estuaries, and grasslands. Okay, it's a narrow zone which has a large number of biomass as well as bioproductivity, and therefore it is known as a zone of tension. A well-developed ecotone contains species which are entirely different from the surrounding area, and this is why these species are known as the edge species. Population as well as density of the species in an ecotone is very high, and this is known as edge effect. Remember these terms: edge effect, edge species. Okay, so now let us see through this diagram. This is an ecotone, these encircling areas, and these areas are separating one biome from another biome. For example, this area is separating forest habitat from a marshland habitat, and this area is separating a marshland habitat from a lake habitat. Okay, so whenever an area or a zone separates one biome from another biome, it is known as an ecotone. It is a transition phase. Okay, so this is the last concept which we are going to discuss in this video, that is ecological habitat and ecological niche. So first of all, let us see what is ecological habitat. What is a habitat? Obviously where we live. So ecological habitat is an address or territory of an organisms. So organisms can have same habitat, means a habitat can be shared by different organisms. Okay. Now, what is ecological niche? So, ecological niche is the profession of an organism. It is the functional role of an organism. Means how an organism obtains food, mates, and how it seeks protection from its predators. Okay. No two species can have same ecological niche in a same habitat. That means all species in a same habitat have different ecological niche. Okay. Every species has a different way to obtain food, obtain mates, and seek protection from predators. I hope this is clear now. Although we learn from this diagram. So the habitat is the place where an organism live out its life. It is where, remember this keyword, where the organism finds food, shelter, and mates. And a niche is its role in the community and how it interacts with the environment. Remember this keyword, how. How it obtains food, mates, and protection from predators. Okay. So this is all guys. We'll meet in the next video and cover our course. So I'm here signing off for today with a request note that please do like, subscribe, and share my channel. Thank you everyone, and once again a very happy new year 2020.